Hi everyone, Speedway Tag here with a quick video about one of our favorite little two-player games that I really wish I could turn into a solo game somehow. Working on that actually. Let's see if I can work it out, but we love this game. It's a number of years old now, probably 5 or 6 years old, maybe more, I'm not really sure. It's called Nantucket. Okay, it's Nantucket, and of course it's based on the 17th century, I think it is, the whaling town Nantucket there off the coast of New England. Famous, very famous historical town. This little game very closely related to the bigger version called New Bedford, but we love this smaller version. The box is tiny, but that makes it even more appealing to me. I love these linen finished boxes, done so well, and love the artwork on the front as well. So this is Nat Leaven's Nantucket, a historic whaling and town building game for two. What really struck me the most when I opened this game and started working out how to play it, here's the rule book as well, the rule page. It's very nicely done. What struck me was there's no dice, there's no cards, and there's no tiles. So what am I using to play this game? Okay, which is ingenious because obviously there's tokens, not cards, but I don't know, a board of some kind made up of these bigger bigger cards, I guess, and it's a worker placement game, very simple two-player worker placement game. So we have a bank here of silver coins, which are worth $1, and copper coins, which are worth $2. Each captain gets a little captain token to start, 3 silver coins and a copper coin, and a first player token, which is really cool. First player token there. You lay out 2 of these cards to form the board, and there's a couple of these cards, and they're double-sided. So on the back here, there's another configuration, and there's more on the back of this as well you can use. I just love having that illustration up there, sitting there. And there's more cards also with buildings and places to put your workers as well. So, but you choose 2 of them, one being an A card and one being a B card. As long as you do that, you're good to go. And what's on those cards, the first row are buildings that have already been built, and therefore they're free for you to go to and perform those actions, right? Then the next 2 columns are buildings, potential buildings that we can build as players, and the last column is always bonus buildings that don't provide actions. See, these columns provide, these buildings provide actions during the game, but the last column of buildings provide, and they're more costly, as you can see, and they provide points, in-game scoring points. Okay, so what you're going to do on your turn now, there's 2 phases to this game. You start with the building phase, and then the next phase, which has really caught me by surprise. But the building phase basically consists of, on your turn, you'll take your captain, and you place him on one of those available spots that you're allowed to at whatever stage in the game, and you will perform that action. Remember, these 3 are always available, and you can go there. So let's see what those 3 are. They're the town. If you go into the town hall, you can go in there and get the plans to build one of those 9 buildings. If you land in the warehouse, you get money. And if you go to the dockyard, you launch a ship. Okay, so again, nicely thematic. So let's say if we went to the town hall first, right, and then you perform the action there, build a building. Now, how do you build a building? You just pay the cost of whichever building you want to build. Okay, so let's say, and so here's where your decision making comes in. Do I want to build buildings for points at the end of the game, or do I want to build buildings that'll give me some really cool actions during the game to build up my points, my money and my points, and for the next phase of the game, which I'll explain in a minute. So the abilities on these buildings, if I built the tavern, I'd hand in $2, and I put it in the bank there, and I'd use one of the coins that I paid to place on that building, denoting that it's mine. Let's say I'm the tails or heads player. I'll put the coin facing with head side up there to say that I'm the one that built that. If the other player built it, okay, they would put a tail side face up there. Okay, so that reminds everyone that I'm the one that built that building. That's important because at the end of the game you get 1 point for every building that you built. The interesting thing though is once you've built it, you unlock the ability, right? So not just you can go there. It's not just you that can place your captain there. The other player can place his captain there as well. So it unlocks that ability for both players. Let's have a look at some of the abilities. So this is change 1 tails to head during the whaling phase. Okay, that's the mystery phase I'm about to tell you about. At the schoolhouse, if that was already built and someone had built that with the money, now we can go there and actually just get 2 silver from the bank. Money and coins are super important here. The dry dock allows you to take $1 and then you can launch a ship. Launching ships are super important as well. They go hand in hand with the money. If the actions on these, you can build another building and take some money as well. Makes sense at the courthouse, the general store. You're exchanging money, so that makes sense. You hand in 2 silver and you get a copper coin. Copper coins are always better than silver coins because copper coins are actually worth points at the end of the game. If you unlock the ability of the lighthouse, you can add coins to your ship, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. And then these bonus buildings, the officers will get you 1 point for each 2 of your buildings at the end of the game. A straight 3 points for the church, and 1 point for each 2 copper coins that are still in your kitty at the end there for the factory. Okay, so those are sorts of things, and there's more here as well. More different kind of buildings like the law office and the cooperage and the candle works, or the gambling hall and the captain's house, and they've also got different actions as well. Okay, so this captain, let's say, has gone there to the town hall. He's built the tavern. Okay, so he's handed in his $2. I should do it like that. That's right. So he's got 1 left. This guy hasn't done anything yet. Right. So then the next player decides to go. He's going to place his captain. Maybe he'll go to the dockyard. Okay, and the dockyard says launch a ship using 4 coins. So this is in preparation for the next phase, because after this now we will move to the next phase, which is the whaling phase, because this game is all about whaling, and the town Nantucket is famous for whaling. Okay, so he's gone to the dockyard. He's going to launch a ship using up to 4 coins. How do you launch a ship? Well, you launch a ship by using your coins. So all of a sudden, in the whaling phase, your coins no longer apply as when you're launching a ship, and in the whaling phase, they no longer represent money. They represent parts of a ship. Can you believe it? Okay, so I might decide to launch a ship with that copper coin and 2 silver coins. Okay, they will come back to me after I go whaling. So so you don't lose the money to do that. Okay, so and if this player's done it, it goes on that side of the board. All right, now we see both actions have been taken. The building phase is over, and now we go to the whaling phase. Whoever's got a ship will go whaling. This player hasn't got a ship, okay, but this player does. And the way you go whaling is so good, right? You just take the coins that are parts of your ship and you toss them, and you have a look what you got. Okay, I've got a copper head and I've got 2 silver heads, and then you go to the whaling chart. Now the whaling chart is actually in the rules there. You can see it there. Okay, but we love this game so much that my lovely wife decided to make our own Nantucket whaling chart. So we'll look at that one. I'll show that one off a little bit, shall I? Now, what did I get? I got a copper head and 2 silver heads. Have a look at that first column, okay? Looks like my best... I've got a copper head here, which gets me a bowhead whale. And the 2 silver heads that I rolled also gets me a bowhead whale. If I had rolled 2 copper heads, I could get a sperm whale. 1 silver head would get me a right whale. 1 copper tail would get me a right whale, but no heads at all. And then I go to an empty sea and I get nothing. See, the point is, let's say I choose to use the 2 silver heads, get my bowhead whale, and that allows me to gain 1 copper for my outing of whaling, okay, on this turn. Okay, so the 2 silver heads caught a bowhead whale and I get 1 copper for it. So I get my copper, comes into my kitty here, okay, and then what you do is one of the coins that you used to catch that whale comes back to your supply. Okay, now this ship will stay there, right? Now it's only got 2 coins on it, so it's a little bit harder to catch a whale next time. And then the next time it'll go down to 1 coin, and then even harder to catch a whale with just 1 coin. And then after that's finished, then you'll have no ship there, and then you can send another one out. Okay, you can add coins and beef up your ship by using some of these abilities. For example, if someone had built the lighthouse, I could send my captain here and use this ability, add coins to a ship. Now you understand what that means. I could actually beef up this ship and give me better chance during the whaling phase. Okay, so the dockyard is where you launch a ship like I just did there. The dry dock here, you get $1, and then you can, another way to launch a ship. And look at this. This ability that is unlocked now because someone has built the tavern. You can change a tail to a head during the whaling phase. So if I flipped 1 silver tail there, I could, using this ability, I could change it to a head and thereby catch something better. Okay, and then this first player token would go to this guy. You'd get your captain icons back, and you'd have another turn. And so this time this person might decide, I'd like to build something. So he's going to go to the town hall, and he might build, he might want to add coins to his ship, so he might build the lighthouse. No, you know what? He's got a bit of money, with $4 to get the officers. No, I think he'll go and build let's go and build the lighthouse. All right, so $2 to build the lighthouse. And this is the tails player, so he places a tail there, puts the other $1 back in the bank, and now this is open. Okay, so if this player had a ship going, he might want to go there and add more coins to his ship so that he can catch better whales. Okay, but he's going to go to the dockyard because he hasn't launched the ship yet, because the dockyard allows you to launch a ship. So he's only got 2 coins here, so he's going to launch a ship with 2. But he can't, because you can't launch a ship with the same amount of coins as what the other person has. So he's going to have to launch a ship with just 1 coin, and he'll use his copper because you can get better whales with copper. Then we move to the whaling phase, okay? And then everybody gets to do their whaling again. So once again, with these 2 coins, he'll flip the coins and see what he can get, what whale he wins. This person will do the same, flip the coin, and he's a copper tails. Copper tail will get him a right whale, and he'll get 1 silver coin for that. This keeps going. You keep jumping on this board, utilizing the actions, thinking of the best way to, okay, I think I'll build that building because next turn then that'll allow me to do this. I'll build that building because next turn I might head over there and beef up my ship or get a few more coins, so I can buy some of these more expensive buildings, which will get me points at the end of the game. You can't have both people on the same building, so there's a little bit of push and shove there, who gets there first. It's really, really enjoyable. It's very tactical and strategic, and the way the game ends is when all the copper coins run out there, or when all 9 buildings are built. At that point, the scoring occurs. And according to the scoring here, okay, let's see if we can get that in focus. Okay, it's not going in focus. There it is. After the final whaling phase is completed, players compare points. You get 1 point for copper coin that you've still got in your kitty, and you get 1 point per building owned, plus any of the points for these buildings to the right, and whoever's got the most points wins. So what really intrigued me most about this game was after I'm reading through the rules and learned the sort of basic worker placement idea of these buildings are for free, these ones have to be built, and then you can use their actions. These ones are for bonus points at the end. That's all very familiar. And then it says, launch a ship with the coins and flip them to go whaling. And I just thought that was so random and so unique. I hadn't come across something like that before, and it's really fun when you're just doing the basic thing that you can do in games is just toss coins and see what comes up. And I think that's unbelievably simple, but surprisingly fun in this game in the way it's been integrated. So that's Nantucket. Lovely little two-player game. Like I said, I wish there was a solo variant for this. In fact, I haven't even really looked, so I'm going to go have a look now. Thanks for watching.